Hey there, abiding fam, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelsey Lee, and I have been documenting every single day of my life for a year. Now this year here is actually 2018, but as you can imagine, it takes a while to actually be able to film videos and share them with you. So I have steadily been walking through this year of journaling with you guys here on my channel, and giving you guys lots of journal with me so you can actually see the process of creating a lot of these entries. I have a whole video here on my channel about daily journaling with tips for how to daily journal and make it a part of your life. And then I also have these videos, which are flip throughs of each month. So by the end there will be 12 flip throughs of each of these journals. And then I also am doing quick flip throughs with no talking of each individual insert. So volume 1 here and volume 2 I have flip throughs already here on my channel for, where you can go through and see just really quick flip throughs of each insert. And then of course if you want the more chatty ones, which is what this video is going to be for each month, you can check out those as well. I have playlists here on my channel. Today we are actually in volume 3/4. So volume 3 ends at September 2nd, and today we are going to be doing a flip through of September. So we have 2 days of September in volume 3, and then we get into volume 4, which I have not yet done the cover for, in which we will be doing the rest of September. So let's start over here with volume 3, and then we will pop over to volume 4. If you haven't already seen my other flip throughs, like I said, I have obviously January through August currently out, and if you're watching this later, then likely they are all out and available for you to binge watch. So I'm going to go all the way to the end here so we can jump into September. So we ended here on this journal page in August. This actually is going to be a journal with me for my patrons. So if you are not yet a patron and want to learn more, there is a link down below where you can find out how to get bonus content and support my channel. But today we are going to start over here, Saturday the 1st of September, which just continues this doodle per entry that I was doing for these pages, and ended it on a Saturday. So we went out to dinner with some friends, so I have a photo down here, and then did a little doodle of a plate with a fork and knife set, and then wrote the name of the restaurant. And then this page was really fun to do. So this was for a Pentatonics concert that my mom and I went to. I got her tickets for her birthday because we are both fans of Pentatonics, which is an a cappella group. You are likely familiar of them. And I did this really cool background effect with these rainbow washi strips and this metallic thin washi, because they had this really neat background on their stage where they had these stripes of vibrant colors that kind of alternated and did things with the music and whatnot. So this was to replicate that, and I thought it turned out really well. And then I used these raised glittery alpha stickers to their chipboard, that's the right word, chipboard alpha stickers, to write out PTX for Pentatonics. I did a little date stamp here and then put some star stickers since it was a night concert. And then here is my ticket. I just tipped that in with a piece of washi, and then I did my journaling over on the black part of the journal, so like the inside cover is black, for these moleskin Kahir journals, which I have linked down below if you're interested in getting the same kind as me. That is what I use, and so I did it in white gel pen, added some stars. And then because I really want my journals to be protected, I do cover the covers with packing tape, actually, is how I do it. So as you can see, it has like a shiny reflective material. That's just packing tape. I have journal with me's for the covers here on my channel, so if you want to see exactly how I do that, you can watch those. But for the covers, I really like it to be extra protected, since the cover is what is protecting everything inside. I like to just put something over it, and packing tape just works really well for me. There's probably a better way to do it, but I learned that trick from Allie Brown actually, and I've been doing it ever since. But let's jump over to volume 4, because this is where most of the September journal entries lie. So it actually starts with Labor Day, and I did this really fun doodle. I was very proud of this illustration of a spotted lanternfly. This basically is an invasive species that is posing a real problem in our area. It is very damaging to crops and trees. It's a real issue in our area, and I just thought it would be something neat to document here in my journal that was happening in the world around me. So put that in there. I have some photos of swimming. We went swimming with some friends, and also got to hang out with some of my friends and climbed a tree. Just fun summer things, which is why I wrote Less Monday, More Summer, which I thought was a perfect sticker for Labor Day when we had the day off. Here is a fun example of how I like to do my weeks, where a lot of times the weekdays I have less going on, and so my journaling doesn't need to be as extensive, and I often don't have like photos and really fun things that I do on the weekends to drag out across a whole page. So I like to do a few days on each page. So here I did some fun journaling stickers. So this page was super easy because literally I just slapped down the stickers for the little journaling blocks, did my journaling, and then just put in a few stickers to round it out, as well as a photo down here. This page, this is a really cool washi that I have that I got from wish.com. So it's so weird. I don't know how to explain it other than to just show it to you, but essentially the washi is the pieces of petals for a flower, and the pieces come off, so you just like take them off, but it's the consistency of washi tape, and you just go around your journal page and you can either create a whole flower like I did here with them. You can put the petals down on their own like that. I might leave that there, actually, that's not bad. So it's really fun. It's just a different type of washi tape. I've never seen it before, and I was skeptical of how it would work coming from wish.com, but I think it's really fun and like it a lot. I think it would be really, really fun for a cherry blossom theme in a planner for spring. So that's what these are, just a really cool washi tape that I got from wish.com. Then just split this up into Friday and Saturday, did my journaling. We went to a wedding this day, so I used some stickers like love, celebrate, and gather. This entry is available on my Patreon, so if you want to learn more about it, you can check it out over there. It is on the $6 tier, and with that, you get access to all of the exclusive videos over there, which there are more than 20 at the point of recording this. But this is a really fun one because this is a good example of just doing something very simple for an entry. So for Monday, I didn't really have much I wanted to say regarding Monday. It just wasn't a really great day. So I found this quote that says, "Dear Monday, go step on a Lego." And I thought, you know, that gets across to my future self that, you know, it just wasn't a great day. It was kind of blah. I don't need to go into all the specifics in my journaling. So this was enough for me for that entry. I just did a hand-lettered quote. So just something to keep in mind. You don't need to always have actual journaling. Sometimes an entry might just be a photo and a title or a caption. Sometimes it might just be a hand-lettered quote. It might be a really simple little block of journaling, and then, for example here, a big business card from a bakery that you went to. So even though the journaling is really small and doesn't tell me much about what happened that day, other than to say that we went to this bakery, the business card and the photo, all of that really brings me back to the day, and then the journaling is just kind of a reminder of the more specifics. So that's why I like creative journaling, because if I was flipping through a normal journal where it's just words, I would have to painstakingly read everything to have those memories come back. But when I flip through a creative journal like this, just seeing the page and remembering creating it and seeing the little pieces that I used that bring me back to that day and reflect what happened that day, it automatically takes me back to that memory. And so that for me is the biggest reason to try out creative journaling, because it really transports you to those memories. And then of course I just think creative journaling is important because it allows you, as I try to instill in all of you, to explore your abiding creativity, which I think is so important. I think we are created to create, and this is such a fun way to do that. Here, these are very simple entries. I used this huge journaling card, which is always nice because it takes up a lot of space, and then used some really fun washi tapes. I really got into this look of doing washi tapes in a kind of geometric pattern where you just do different sized strips in a row and then use that as a background for this little photo. So these were pretty simple entries. And then here we went to see Unbroken: Path to Redemption, which was a wonderful movie. I highly recommend it. If you haven't read the book Unbroken, it is also fabulous. I recommend reading it before you go and watch the movie. There are actually 2 Unbroken movies. Also, this is totally a tangent, but there is one that was made a while ago, and then this one was a little bit more recent. Both kind of the same story, but Unbroken: Path to Redemption is about after World War II. For Louis Zamperini is the guy who the movie's about. It's all totally a true story, but this is after he leaves World War II, and it's kind of his story of how he came back to himself and also how he found God. So if you're looking for a really great true Christian story, this Unbroken: Path to Redemption is really great. Here I used a tag and this fun ribbon that is actually sticky, so it kind of acts as a sticker. And then have a journaling card here as well. Here again, a journaling card. I haven't been using journaling cards as often most recently in my journaling, and I have, look at this, guys. Oh my gosh. These are my journaling cards. Yeah, I have, and this isn't even all of them. I'm sure I have packs of other ones elsewhere, but I have a lot to get through, and so I should really start using my journaling cards more again. Anyways, that's a tangent as well. So here, journaling card, this really fun little die cut piece that says Vintage Market, and then just some photos. So really easy page actually. It looks pretty and like it was more involved, but this really was just pasting down elements. This one was actually more involved, and I have a journal with me, I believe, here on my channel for this entry. I could be wrong. But this one was really fun because I did these really pretty, I thought they turned out really well, grapes using my gelatos and a baby wipe. So that's a fun technique you see me use every now and then. And yeah, I do have a journal with me here on my channel for this, I'm pretty sure. And then I just put down the photos because we were making homemade grape juice with some friends this day. And then I did the actual journaling for that day over here. And I tried to replicate the colors in this photo of the sunset using my Prismacolor colored pencils to do that and blend them together. So I thought this entry turned out really well. So here's an example of times when I actually used 2 pages for one day. So I really do switch it up. Sometimes it's just one day per page, sometimes it's multiple days for one page, and then other times I might actually spread a day across multiple pages because I either want to do something more creative with doodling or have a lot of photos, or I just have a lot to say in my journaling. Here is another example of just a quick week where I just wanted to get through the basics of what happened each day. So Monday through Friday. Here I got my hair colored, so I put in a photo of that, which will always be fun to look back on, I'm sure. I already missed the length. It was so long at that point. I got it cut, not that short, but it was definitely a lot longer. This was a really fun day because it is the day that Ben and I clearly got our engagement photos, and I just really love the way this entry turned out. I actually did the background effect for this page before doing the rest of this entry because I did it for the How to Daily Journal video to just show you that one way to instill a habit of daily journaling is to prep pages ahead of time. So I did the fun background technique with a stencil and gelatos for that. Obviously you can't see most of the background anyhow, so it doesn't really matter because I used so many photos, but I think the colors really tie everything together in a way that you don't realize it being done, but if it was just white as the background and I hadn't done that, it would be really apparent, if that makes sense. So I had some big photos and some little ones and just did a fun little collage, and then did stickers with lavender and sage green because those were our wedding colors all around. And then I had this really pretty little piece of vellum that I ripped and did some journaling over the top of it. Here is a day where we went to the Hawk Watch and enjoyed sushi for dinner, and the trail was marked by these little orange hawks drawn on the stones. So I replicated that here in my journal, which is just such a fun little detail to bring me back to that day. And then I just used some of this really fun washi that is also from wish.com. I've only placed like 2 orders ever on wish.com, but I have to say I have been very impressed with the products that I have gotten from there. So this is that washi. You see me use the more spring one a lot in my journaling, but now that we're getting more into fall journaling, I'm pulling out this one because they are complementary. So I love this big washi. It is so much fun to use, and I love that you can cut it apart and it just looks like you drew something on the page because of the really clear, transparent background. So those are really fun. Here I did a few days on this page and did a stamp in the background with this yellow ink just to add a little something to the page. Here, these are actually all of these, so warm bread, a cup of comfort, bare branches etched in the moonlight, are actually, which I've talked about this before, but if you're new and haven't heard me talk about it, these are actually from this Flow calendar, which is a calendar of tiny pleasures. Basically, every day it just lists something to kind of make you smile, or that is a little simple pleasure, like hitting the snooze button, strolling through a street festival. Ooh, that would be really good actually for my current bullet journal theme, so I'm gonna take that out. Every now and then there's one that really fits with what I'm journaling about, so I'll just cut them out and put them in here. So this is a great example using some kind of calendar. If it has a pretty illustration that you like, if you like the background of calendars, use them, cut them apart and put them in your journal, because this, yes, you had to buy the calendar, but you weren't buying it for journaling, so I'm gonna call it free. This is free journaling material, especially once the month or the calendar year is up, because you're not gonna go back to that year again. You might as well make use of the pretty illustrations. So that is a tip for you guys. Use old calendars in your journal. Here was one of my good friend's weddings, and so weird because she literally just had a baby a few days ago, but this was the day that we were celebrating her wedding, and I love this entry. I used, once again, this is how you can use items for free that you get and pick up throughout your day. So when you go to an event like a wedding, make sure that you are saving the invite, save the little card that they give you with the ceremony information, save everything, because it's often really beautiful the way that they do it, and it acts as the perfect piece to stick in your journal because it's already directly related to that event. So that's what I did here. It is just the back of one of those cards from her wedding. I did a little bit of journaling here for the 28th because I actually skipped that day here and didn't realize. So it went from 27th to the 29th. So I just stuck the 28th here on top of the card, and then this day is really the 29th when it actually has to do with the wedding, and they gave away Hershey Kisses as their favor, so I saved the little tag from that that says hugs and kisses from the new Mr. and Mrs. Put that on there with, again, a washi, not a washi, a ribbon that has a sticky back, so I could just stick it right on there, and I threaded it through the tag. And then, of course, photos from that day because I was a bridesmaid in this wedding, and so it was just super fun. It was a great day and just an absolutely beautiful wedding for a beautiful couple. And then here, guys, is the final day of September. I love the aesthetic of this page, even though there isn't all that much about it. But on this day, we went to visit Ben's nanny, and we had a lot of flowers left over from the wedding because obviously once the wedding is done, what are you going to do with them? So we brought her a bouquet of flowers, And this piece, once again from that little flow calendar of Tiny Pleasures, was perfect for that because it's like handing a flower to somebody and says brighten someone's day. So that could not have been more perfect. So I cut that out and stuck it on here, and then used some strips of washi tape that I also actually got from wish.com. I guess I was just really enjoying my wish.com items at this point in September. So I went ahead and stuck that on here just to box things in. A journaling card that says live the good life. I used this washi tape that I have that is numbers to write out the date, 30, and then did my journaling. So super easy page once again. A lot of these were. I didn't do anything that crazy for September in terms of techniques. It was really just sticking down stickers, photos, having fun occasionally, maybe with some other supplies like gelatos or watercolor, but for the most part, I kept September pretty simple. And so know that although journaling may look intimidating when you see a finished page like this, you are perfectly capable of sticking down stickers and photos as well. It is not a super intelligent skill, and through practice you will start to have an eye for what looks good and what you like in your journal, because this looks good to me, but you might look at this and say that is way too busy. I like a more minimalistic style. So just keep that in mind. You will learn what you like by practicing. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and that it inspired you to go out and document your own life full of abiding joy, faith, and love, because fam, your memories are so precious and important, and the next generations want to hear your story. So I hope that you will be inspired by this to document your story for yourself, for your kids, for anybody who follows after us. And like I said at the beginning of this video, if you want to see how many of these pages are created, you can check out my journal with me's. If you want even more journal with me's, you can check out my Patreon if you want to support this channel. And if you want to be a part of the Abiding fam, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Super simple. That's all you have to do is subscribe. Hit the little bell too so you get notified when new videos come out. And I will see you guys hopefully very soon with October's flip through. Until then, keep exploring your abiding creativity.